And with schools working on reopening next year, they are going to have to do it with less funding. The state legislature is looking at more than $500 million in cuts for K through 12 education to help make up for the $3.3 billion shortfall. Denver 7's Jason Grenauer breaks down what that means for schools.
Every single district in Colorado is going to be impacted, and unfortunately, in a negative way.
The head of the state's largest teachers union sees the latest proposal from the state's Joint Budget Committee as having devastating effects on each of the state's 178 districts.
It means losses to every single district, and that's anywhere from, potentially 5% of their budget to 10%.
The state is having to find nearly $3.3 billion to cut out of next year's budget because of losses due to the coronavirus. This week's proposal would cut more than $500 million in K-12 school funding.
If we're looking at a 13 to 15% budget cut, that means we need to start looking at cutting really difficult things like school sports, art, music, mental health supports, foreign languages.
Even before these cuts, Douglas County was exploring 30 different ways to cut to save money due to losses from COVID-19. This latest state proposal would mean those cuts would likely have to be deeper. A lifeline came earlier this week when Governor Polis allocated $510 million from the federal CARES Act to go to schools.
But it can only be used for COVID-related expenses. So there are certainly many other expenses that districts face and experience in a given year that aren't related to COVID.
And the worry from many districts is that next year, the legislature may not go right back to approving funding at pre-COVID levels. That proposal from the Budget Committee still needs approval from the full legislature.
It could change, but it is looking like a dire picture right now.
I'm Jason Grenauer, Denver 7.